And just get ready for our usual warm-up, and then we'll do several different balance practices that maybe will give you different opportunities to see how that works. So first we're going to start though in mountain pose, and always mountain pose is going to be your base for your balance practices as well. So feet straight ahead, lining up hips, knees, ankles, toes, straight ahead, and then shoulders back and down. Get that core active because core support is really important in balance as well. So bottom ribs towards your spine and up, getting that lengthening through the front of your body and that core feeling supportive but not clenched. Shoulders relaxing, arms at your sides. And just breathe in, bringing air into the lowest part of your lungs so that belly needs to be able to expand as your diaphragm drops. And then as you exhale, everything sinks back in. Draw awareness inward, and remember that inner awareness is going to be important for the balance as well. Shoulders relaxing, crown high, stretch your spine apart. Inhale and bring your arms to shoulder level. Exhale, hands to your heart, elbows a little back, keep the chest open. Inhale to the front, arms out, and then exhale, hands behind you, just clasping the fingertips. Press them toward the floor as you lift your heart, stretch through your body, and then pivot at your hips, coming over into that forward position. So knees a little bent or straight, lifting your hamstrings. Let the hands come toward your head to give your shoulders a little release. Tuck in your chin, move the neck back and forth, and take a few breaths. Just let things relax. And then with your chin in, drop your sitting bones, lift your ribs, and slowly wind your way all the way into the back bend. So upper body up, chest forward and toward the ceiling, head back toward whatever's behind you, hands pressing toward the floor. So that chest stays nice and open as you go into that. And then inhale, coming to the top, exhale, and release. Feel the stimulation through your spine, through your body. And again, inhaling, reach wide. Exhale to your heart. Stretch to the front, shoulders down. And then clasp the opposite way behind you, other finger outside. And again, hands toward the floor as you lift your heart, stretching and pivoting over as you exhale. And again, just deepen as much or as little as your body wants this time. And tuck in your chin. Relax and lift your sitting bones maybe. Move your hands toward your head a little further if that works. And then again, slowly wind your way all the way to the top. And again, into that upper body for the back bend. Shoulders down, head back. Chest lifting, stretching through the whole back of your body as well. And then inhale, coming up. Release your arms and just take a moment feeling all that spine stimulation. And we'll go into our side stretch. So let's just bring one hand down and the other arm out. Palm toward the ceiling, arm right above your shoulder. Push the hands away and keeping your body facing forward, lean to the side. Slide this hand down toward your knee or beyond if it feels good. Press the opposite foot that you're leaning away from down. Really get it stretched through the ribs, through the side. Arm right by your ear, head reaching up toward your hand that's extended. And then inhale back up, exhale, release that arm. And same thing on the other side, arm down, other arm at shoulder level, palm toward the ceiling and over your shoulder. Push the hands away, leaning to the side, no twisting. Slide that hand down toward your knee or beyond. And again, the other foot pushes down and you reach your head toward your hands, maximizing that rib opening stretch. And then again, inhale to the top, exhale, and release. Feel the sides a little bit more open. Spread your toes, stretch the base of the spine and base of the skull apart. Get that back of your body really stretching open for our twist. And then arms out. palms toward the ceiling. Bring your arms over your shoulders, clasp the elbows. So toes straight ahead, knees a little bent if you'd like. Stretch the spine apart and exhale, turning your whole body for that twist. Lengthen and breathe. And on an exhalation, come on over. So in the twist forward bend, just relax. Keep your arms by your ears. Lift your sitting bones maybe a little bit and just deepen into that forward bend, whatever feels good. And again, keeping the weight on both feet as evenly as you can. Slowly work your way up. And as you get to the top in the twist, pull your elbows back, lift your heart, and look slightly up. Upper body back bend, not stressing your lower back. And relax the shoulder blades down, heart high. And then inhaling to the top, exhale to the center, switch your arms around so we can go the other way. And again, stretch the spine apart first, exhale and twist. And again, lengthen breathing. Pivot in the twist, exhaling over into that forward bend. And again, just relax. Deepen as much or as little as you want. And again, keep your knees straight or bent, your choice, but keep the weight on both feet as evenly as you can. And then slowly work your way up, staying in your twist at the top and lifting your heart, elbows back. Remember, always gentle in the twist on that lower back, not overdoing anything. Shoulders by your ears, elbows and head pulling back, chest high. Inhale to the top, exhale to the center, arms up. Let's bring them to shoulder level, palms toward the floor. Chin and chest lead, pivot forward, get your back as flat as you can. See if you can be parallel to the floor. Hips one way, crown the other. Fingertips really reaching out. And then exhale, just dropping into that forward position. Lift your sitting bones, bring your hands up onto the shins, and again, straighten and stretch. And then exhale back down. Bend your knees and slowly work your way back into mountain pose. So as you stand in mountain pose, just take a moment, feel your feet. So in order to do our balance practices, we want to make sure that the whole bottom of your foot is connected. So first lift your toes. And then feel the base of the toes all the way across, right along from the big toe all the way to the little toe. And that's the part of the front of the foot that you want to be balanced in. And then feel your heels and notice that there's substance to the heels. It's not a real point that it comes to. So think about an inside and outside of the heel. So the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, the outside of the heel, and the inside of the heel are 4 points. Those are going to be your grounding points for your foot. When you put your toes down on the floor, don't grip them into the floor. That lifts the base of the toes. You lose that contact. It's less stable. So make sure your toes just spread out. They don't go down into what's beneath you. And the toes can spread out as much as they can. You just want a good surface on the surface beneath you. And then always ankle, knee, and hip lining up. So if you have a tendency to have those toes turning out, make sure you're rotating from the top of the thigh, bringing that whole leg straight to the front so that the hip joint, the front of the kneecap, the ankle, and the second toe line up, facing toward the front, along with your hips and your shoulders. So everything is aligned, and that other leg is also facing the front, not going out to the side. Sitting bones go down, and then most importantly, the core activates. So ribs toward your spine and up toward your heart, so you feel that core getting activated. It's going to support your lower back particularly, but also your whole torso trunk. So you want that to happen for your balance. And then just shoulders relaxing, shoulder blades towards your waist and crown and base of the skull. Base of the skull and base of the spine moving away from each other, so you're really lengthening as you're in that position. And then this is mountain pose. Your hands can be slightly toward the front, and you should feel really centered and grounded. This is going to be your starting position. So we're going to do several different versions of the balance practice. And if you'd like to have a chair next to you, that's always a confidence builder, even if you don't touch it. So just put that chair next to you on one side and align the outside of your foot with the chair so that the side of your foot and the back of the chair are nicely aligned. That inner rotation for the whole leg so that everything is facing forward. Sitting bones down, core active, everything stretching up. And you can keep your hand on the chair just gently. It doesn't have to be gripping or anything. Just a little bit of awareness that there's something there that's giving you support. Don't have a chair, you can use the wall. And again, just side of your body aligned with whatever that is. Side of the mat if you don't have a chair. And then the other foot comes up. So we're just going to do the basic starting practice. Make sure that knee is coming forward and lift the foot just a little. You can keep the toes down if that's going to be more important. Or you can bring that thigh parallel to the floor. Or you can use your hands and pull it up toward your heart a little bit more. But make sure that foot doesn't cross over toward the other side. That means you've unaligned that hip area, pelvis. You want to make sure everything remains as aligned as possible because that makes the balance position easier to do. And then let's work the ankles because that's important for our balance as well. So circling both ways, flexing and pointing. And you can be doing that wherever your foot is. And then put that foot down. If you're using the chair, move it to the other side. If you're using the wall, turn around. So again, that side that you're balancing on is next to the chair. Again, get that side of the foot aligned so that your ankle, knee, hip, everything faces forward. Core active. As you do that, lift up through your heart, up through the crown. Sitting bones stay down so that pelvis is wide and open. Again, hand on the chair or not, your choice. And as always, do what's right for you. Sink first into those 4 points on your foot. Get that side stable before you begin moving that other leg. Make sure that other leg is facing the front so that as you lift the knee, it's now out to the side. And again, bring it up as much or as little as you want. And once more, let's work the ankle. And remember, if you need to step out and in at any point, that's okay too. It doesn't have to be just a stable single thing. Just get that centering, focus, and grounding first as you come into your position, and then lift the foot. And again, releasing that back into mountain pose. Just take a moment, feeling the difference. So I tend to like to start on whichever side felt more grounded and centered. So if you notice as you're in that one side was easier than the other side, make that be your first side because then you can educate the second side from what you learned on the first side. If you use your more challenging side first, it tends to throw everything off. Other thing to remember is it's best to alternate sides if you do multiple balance practices. And the reason for that is you don't want to over fatigue the one side. So that if you just used it and keep going through, using it again and again and again, if you're young, you might not notice that. But when you get older, it starts to really be an awareness that makes it uncomfortable and less likely to be paying attention to what you need to be paying attention to. But before we go on with the one leg balance, we're going to do a 2-leg balance. I know, it sounds weird. If you've got a wall, it's really good to put the wall behind you. If you're using your chair, you can just put the chair behind you. It's just an awareness. It's not really something you're going to use. And again, if you don't have either, just the edge of your mat or whatever you're standing on. Get into your mountain pose. Breathe deep. Exhale, tension. So we're going to do something that sounds like it should be easy. It's not. So find your balance foot. And then bring your other foot so that the heel is right in front of the big toe and the second toe. And then shift your weight so that you're on both feet. And notice that this is precarious. You can bring your arms out to the side if you want, or wherever seems to be beneficial. And again, make sure the core is active, the upper body is lengthening, and that you're noticing that those feet keep shifting a little bit to keep your balance. And then if you feel comfortable there, you can close your eyes. It makes it even more challenging. And as always, if you fall out, just step back in when you need to. And then after you've practiced that for a while, come back to mountain. So notice that there's a lot going on in your feet that you're usually not aware of. And that's what keeps your body upright as you're in your balance practice. So of course, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So again, find that foot, get it all aligned, get your body all aligned, get that support behind you in awareness, and then again, put the foot right in front of the other one. Get stability into both feet. Again, arms out or not, your choice. And when you find the stability, if it feels right, you can close your eyes. And if it doesn't, just make sure that you are just keeping awareness into what's going on in your feet. And then opening your eyes and stepping back into mountain pose. Take a moment to breathe. When I first did that practice, I was going, oh, and they do that with drunk people when they're testing them on the side of the road. No wonder people act like, they're having a really hard time. It's difficult. It's not an easy practice. So go ahead and breathe deep. Exhale, tension. Inhale your arms up. We're just going to pivot over and hang and ragdoll a moment, kind of stabilizing things and relaxing. So go ahead and breathe. Hands behind your legs, pull in a little bit, get that back of your body stretching to release any tension that might have crept in. And then arms back to the center and rolling up. Bring your hands behind you, press the palms into the base of your shoulder blades, pull the elbows toward each other, lift your heart, stretch the head back and away. Just breathe, opening your heart. So pulling those elbows toward each other is going to keep that chest area even more. And then inhale back up and release. And then hands to your heart. We're going to inhale toward the ceiling, swan dive forward, exhale all the way over, and we're just going to go all the way to the mat, and then we're done with the chair. And into child's pose. And as you get all the way down, just relax and know that, yeah, we did a little balance, but we're pretty gentle today. And then inhaling, come up and bring your legs out to the center. So staff position, legs extended, heels pressing out, toes pulling back. Ribs in and up, shoulders down. We'll just work on those hips because we did quite a bit as you're in those balance practices with the pelvis and the hips. So go ahead and bring your foot up and let the knee come down just gently. So remember, the knee and toes are up on your extended out leg. This knee is coming down toward the floor, hip open, not that hip rotator. Remember, you want to be on the front of your sitting bones in this position, so patting beneath the back of your body, just tipping you slightly forward, or this leg can come to the side, which does the same thing. And just relax that knee as far down as it wants to go. Breathe deep, just relax. And then bring your foot up and hold on with your hand at your ankle or your knee, or wrap your arms and pull it in closer. And then move that hip rotator back and forth. And as it gets a little bit warmed up and you're noticing that it's a little more fluid in that hip joint, there's actually a substance in there that makes the hip move more easily, unless you're really arthritic and bone on bone. So you don't want to do that too much if that hurts. If you love it though, you can lift the foot higher or closer, and that makes it more intense in that joint. But don't do that if that's not right for you. Don't forget your upper body still straight, so you're not rounding forward at the shoulders, chest forward and up. And then release that leg, bring it back out. And then we're going to do the same with the other leg. So bring the foot up to your thigh, let that knee come down, opening that hip. And again, knee and toes up. Even if you bring that leg over to the side, knee and toes still stay up so that you're moving from the hip, pivoting that out. Front of the sitting bones, just letting that knee come down. Upper body still nice and straight. And you can put your hand on the knee, but don't press. You don't want to be really stressing and straining those muscles. You want them to relax. That's when they stretch more. So don't really overdo it. Just let it happen as much as it wants to. As you relax, it may come down further, or it may not. It's just personal practice for what's right for your body. So deep breaths, exhale tension. And then bringing your foot up again, holding on, or wrapping and pulling it in. Move it back and forth. Get that hip joint nicely lubricated. And as always, upper body straight, crown to the ceiling. Get it a little bit more easy through that hip joint. And if you love it, you can do more intensity or not, your choice always. And then release that leg back out and just feel how hip area is particularly. Now we're going to lay on our backs. So go ahead and use the core for support, coming all the way down to the floor. And just take a moment, reclined integration, relaxing down. We're going to do just a little bit more through that hip pelvic area. So pressing your sitting bones toward your heels, back pressing down, bring your heels in right next to your sitting bones, and your knees straight up. So as you're in that position, just notice you may need to roll those thighs in to keep those knees straight up, not out to the side, not in toward each other. We're going to do essentially the same thing we just did seated. So bring your foot up and then put the ankle up at the position right above the knee, and this knee starting out toward the side. So as you're in that position, if this is enough, just stay there. Otherwise, take your hand and press it into that knee. Just gently, not a lot of pressure. It's doing that same opening through the hip joint. If that's good, just stay there. You think, oh, that's just kind of easy and limpy and I need a little bit more. Take your opposite hand behind the other side and then pick your foot up and pull that leg in while you keep just gently pressing the knee away on the first side. And that's just going to open again that hip rotator a little bit more. Back pressing down, core active, shoulders relaxed. So you're not doing a lot of pressure on the legs. You can actually have your hands on the floor and just pull the one leg in and push the opposite knee out intentionally. And then bringing the foot to the floor, Bring the leg up and straighten it out before you put the foot down. And then we're going to, of course, do the same thing for the other side. So pressing the back down, lift that other leg, and then bring the ankle to just above the opposite knee. Hand on that knee, pressing it away just a little bit. Staying there if that's what you like, or bringing the other hand behind the opposite thigh, lifting the foot. You can pull in and push away slightly, or you can do it just intentionally without holding your hands anywhere, or you can keep that foot on the floor. So again, feel the core working with you as you're doing that. Notice how those hips are working, what's going on internally. Personal practice, noticing that yoga perspective internally. And then bringing the foot to the floor, lift that leg, straighten it out, and then put the foot back down. And again, as you get the foot down, just allow your body to relax. And it's time for our twist. So hands out, T position, either palms up or palms down. Palms down, remember, will keep your shoulders a little more stable. Sitting bones toward your heels and lifting those feet. So remember, options on this one. If you'd like to keep that hip work going, cross your leg over the other one, and then the leg that you cross, draw that toward the opposite side. Otherwise, just keep your legs next to each other. And again, shoulders staying down, head turning toward the opposite direction. Just let those legs come over to the side, knee down toward the floor if you've got the knee crossed. So notice that that hip joint is more intense if you cross that leg. If you did and it was too much, uncross it. It doesn't have to stay there. Or just don't go as far toward the floor. So take a breath, just relax. Let the twist happen. Remember, don't force anything. Lower back twist with that hip and leg. Middle back twist in that shoulder. And head turning, upper back, neck, and upper back twist. And as always, just relax with the exhalations. When you're ready to release that, heel toward your hips slightly, roll onto your back, uncross. You can bring your feet to the floor to straighten things out if that helps you. And of course, going to twist to the other side. So again, sitting bones toward your heels, feet up. Stay there or cross that other leg over and roll it to the side. And again, let it come down only as far as it wants to. And relax. Head turning, shoulders staying down, knee just going as far as it wants to. It may or may not make it to the floor. It doesn't matter. It's your body, and your body lets you know what's right. Breathing. Relaxing on the exhalations, deepening the twist or not, depending on what your body wants and needs. And again, lower back, middle back, upper back twist. Do what's right for your body. Minimize where you need to. Never force it. Just relax. And of course, stay as long as you want. And when you're ready to release, heels toward your hips slightly, roll onto your back, uncross your leg if it was crossed. Bring the feet down, straighten things out, and move into your relaxation position for the practice. So corpse position, hands near your hips, palms up, shoulders, shoulder blades down. Just feel that whole front of your body open a little bit. Deep breaths, letting the belly expand and letting it sink as you exhale. Just releasing any tension that may be anywhere in your body. So lots of hip, pelvis, and lower body work as well as torso work during those balances. So just let everything soften and sink into that surface beneath you. Exhale tension. Let your body grow heavier. Just sink into that earth embrace. and let the earth support you without attention. As your body relaxes, just let your mind drift. No need to think about your body. No need to remember the past. No need to anticipate the future. All those thoughts your mind keeps producing are unnecessary at this moment. Just let them go. Let them drift away like your breath, floating to the horizon, out of sight, out of mind. As your body relaxes and your mind drifts, just draw your awareness inward. Allow the peace within to fill your body, fill your mind, just in peace. And feel free to keep relaxing if that's good for you today. Or just begin drawing energy and awareness back to the moment, to the room, to your body as you become ready. As you breathe more deeply, just begin moving your body gently, however feels right for you. Give yourself more stretch, more movement as you breathe more fully and freely. And when you're ready for that final yoga hug of appreciation, press your back down, draw your knees toward your heart, wrap your arms around for that appreciative yoga hug, and let your body know you appreciate its work in yoga today and the work it does for you every day. And then with your feet down, roll over to the side and sit back up, getting ready for whatever's ahead for you. Thanks for joining me.